Next up on our agenda is Hamburg, but this time we won't be focusing on its maritime history. No, today it's all about teachers and schools. Do you remember your school days? Did you do a lot of homework? I have to admit that I loved school. Languages, math, science, they were never a problem for me. But when it came to sports class, I had the hardest time. I was probably the least athletic person my teachers ever saw. Anyhow, let's head over to the Hamburg School Museum and check out what German schools were like a century ago.
Herzlich willkommen.
Welcome to the Hamburg School Museum. My name is Fiete Bohlen.
Yes, arbeite hier im Hamburger Schulmuseum.
I work at the Hamburg School Museum as a researcher, and we're going to take a little trip into the past, to the late 19th century German Empire.
Kaiserzeit.
The museum is in the heart of Hamburg's St. Pauli district. In olden days, boys and girls were taught separately at the local school.
Warum war das in der wilhelminischen
Why was instruction arranged that way everywhere in the German Empire, including in the free Hanseatic city of Hamburg?
You tell us.
Nee, Sie sind doch mal. Die Mädchen hatten zum Beispiel
The girls studied one subject the boys never did, and that was feminine handicrafts. Embroidery, darning, mending.
Genau.
A caretaker welcomes visitors to the entrance hall on their way to the past. Exhibits from the late 19th century reflect the school children's daily lives. They show both the educational situation and also social reality. For instance, what life was like for young female school teachers.
Erstens verdienten sie weniger.
First, they earned less.
Zweitens mussten sie dafür
Second, they had to teach a few hours more.
Wenn so ein Fräulein
And if a young woman married, it was goodbye school.
in Schule,
And there's a hands-on lesson in what school was like.
rede keinen
Don't
Unsinn.
be silly. Stand still. Keep quiet, you. What have I always said? No one's left-handed.
3, 4.
Back then, cleanliness was next to godliness.
Tochter, lobe dich. Vergewischt.
After an hour of 19th century schooling, what do people think?
It was really exciting. I liked it.
Es war nun doch strenger, als ich es.
It was stricter than when I went to school, and it was very interesting to recognize how much more emphasis they put on character development and military discipline back then.
Und auch militärische Sachen großen Wert gelegt haben.
Die Armen, der überwiegende Teil der Bevölkerung,
Poor people, who made up the great majority of the population, had to attend state primary school because they couldn't afford anything else, and they were prepared for low-paying jobs.
und beim höheren
Only
Schulwesen
higher education prepared people for more complicated occupations, doctors, pharmacists, and lawyers.
weit.
Later, the Nazis introduced their own ideological teaching methods. The mixture of seduction, manipulation, and coercion can be sensed in one room that shows trivial, everyday objects alongside teaching material conveying the Nazis' racist ideology.
Yes, that's really how it was.
The Hamburg School Museum contains memories, both good and bad, information and enjoyment. It's a very different way to go back to school.